Okay, folks, this is Wednesday, July 17th. I am turning off my sound, so hopefully I don't have that interference. Larry's going to join us in just a minute, and I forgot to grab the phone, so just give me a minute to get him on the phone, and just a sec. So the phone is ringing. Sorry about the delay there. I am looking for our YouTube so I can watch the live chat. Here we go. And I've got it set up for tomorrow. Thank you for those of you who are here right now. Hey, you ready? 3 more minutes? Okay. All right, we're good. Bye. While we're waiting 3 minutes for Larry to be ready, I'll tell you that he has been under extreme stress the last few days. I'm not sure. I think the stress is taking a toll on him. I will say that. Now, what the stress is, other than the extreme pain level he goes through, the harm that befell him recently, his body's going through a lot of changes because of the treatment. His body is responding well, actually, to his lungs are responding very well. They are improving dramatically, but there are other things going on that are creating concern. Now, the fact that we don't right now have money to be able to pay ahead of time, will Hillary be held accountable? She will be held accountable. Now, you have to realize that people with the top level of clearance they have cannot be put into a regular prison. It cannot happen. It is not safe for the country to do that. It's not secure enough. So what will actually happen to her remains to be seen, but she will be held accountable. And as long as Larry is still here, he will see to it. He's promised that from the get-go, and he still holds to that promise, but we have got to do our best to keep him in this fight, because as you have heard the last couple days when he's been on, he is continuing, no matter where he is and no matter his condition, he is continuing to work behind the scenes on what needs to be done. So no, tribunals are not true, and Gitmo is for foreigners, not for Americans. So Q is wrong there. Please know that. Military tribunals is not the way we go unless we are under martial law, and we don't want to be under martial law because martial law will negate our Constitution. And tribunals are not part of constitutional law. Now we remember that our legal system is right now very socialistic in the fact that most of the elites get off with very light, if any, sentence. And so we shouldn't expect a whole lot to happen, even with Jeffrey Epstein, especially with Comey's daughter being the head prosecutor. And like Larry said yesterday, we now have the next generation of deep state rising up to take over. So we've got issues. And it's a problem. We have got to take them down and take them all down. And we have got to make sure that President Trump wins in 2020. We need to be talking about socialism. We need to be talking about the ridiculous things that are happening. The fact that so many of our politicians are career politicians, which means they're deeply entrenched as the elite, and they don't care about us. They're not representing us as they are supposed to. As far as Assange goes, Jet, Larry doesn't know anything. The last time anybody asked him, he doesn't know anything about that. So he probably cannot answer. I'm going to try calling him one more time right now. It's been 3 minutes. So it's actually been 4, I think. So let's see if he can join us. It's ringing. And I've got the speakerphone on. Can you do it now?
Yes.
Okay, we're live. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry about the delay. Had a bit of a setback, and if you watch the news, you see that the weather and the humidity in this state is unbearable, which is not good on somewhere in my condition. The reason I want to come home for just a few minutes is to tell you I have told you about the judicial branch of government, how it's totally corrupted. It's already communist, socialist. What you're seeing today is the other thing I promised. You're seeing the systematic dismantling of our legislative branch of government. Part of the plan, take away our form of government, is to shut down our Congress, prove to people that it can't function anymore, that we have to have something new. Well, you're seeing it now. You're seeing what I'm talking about. We're sitting here with legislation that must be done for the American people. The job of Congress. They're not hitting a lick. They're not working on legislation to better the people of this country. They're not working on legislation to protect the people of this country. They're working to dismantle the institution, to make it to the point that it can't function at all. The American people are tired of it and getting more tired every day. They're starting to wake up and realize that our Congress can't do anything anymore. And that's how they'll be approached. Can't you see that, folks? Can't you see that they're sitting there and they're going to be able to justify to the American people that our constitutional form of government depended on having a separate legislative branch of government. And when it can't function, something has to be done, which is going to be a foundation for what they start claiming, which is our Constitution's outdated. It can't function today. It's all moving. It's all moving in the path I have tried to warn you. The path I've been afraid of for years. We've got to have your help. We have got to stop it. We've got to. I can't tell you what I know. I can't tell you what I can do. All I can do is promise you that you help me. I believe we can stop it and stop it in time. I do. The things I've told you, the warnings I've given you, the forecast I've tried to provide for you. Sure, you see, it's been way too accurate to be accidental. And I promise you I'm no fortune teller, I'm no prophet. These are the things I know. Just yesterday and today, what little I've seen. I've seen people telling Trump, trying to tell Trump he needs to run his campaign on the economy, how great the economy is, and not get into the mire of fighting over call the squad. You're wrong. Trump's right. He listened. He heeded the warnings that I've tried to put out. The economy is not the instrument to run on. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's growing. Yes, it's been all the good things he said. And he's done an incredible job of bringing our economy back to life. But he knows what I know now. He knows that at any time, the big institutional buyers, the companies, the major power companies, Google, Facebook, all of these big corporations, not just the computer giants, but all these computer corporations, he knows that in this campaign they're going to pull the plug on the economy and take that away from him.
And that doesn't usually happen.
He's standing firm on the thing that he promised. He's standing firm on the thing we've asked. It's about socialism. Stay the course with socialism. I heard today, Mary Ellen, about a poll. I don't know much about it, but they polled about AOC. She has like a 13% approval rating. Then one of the other people in the squad had like a 9% approval rating. So it's working. You see, the people are afraid of them when they know they are socialists, when they know they are communists. And in that same report, the president that was talking about it said Trump was working to build his base. You're on the leading edge, all of you. You know ahead of time what's coming. You know things nobody else in this country does. We have to fight. Advance warning means nothing if we can do nothing about it. Now what, Marianne?
Well, a couple of things. One, on the economy, normally the economy stays really, really high going into an election. So everything about the 2020 election is turned on its head with what the Democrats are planning to do. And the other thing, Larry, is that there is now a Jamaican businesswoman in AOC's district. She is a Republican who is running against AOC. And her name is I think it's Cherie. I wrote her name down. I want to try and find out how to get in touch with her to see what we can do to help her. And I haven't had a chance to ask you about that.
The only thing we can do to help her, she doesn't stand a chance in AOC's district. Unfortunately, it's true. Now, the numbers that I told about her having 13% approval, that's nationwide. That's not her district. Her district's made up in a great part of hippies and yippies and such, so she's fairly well safe. Now, today or tomorrow, Pelosi's going to be forced to enter into impeachment early on Trump. But it's coming. She may be able to forestall it a little longer, but it's coming.
I don't understand why, was it Elijah Cummings or Al Green, who put up the articles of impeachment today? I thought he had done that several months ago. Or was he only talking about it before?
No, he brought it up, but he never had it brought to the floor.
Ah, that's the difference.
Now they're forcing Pelosi to bring it to the floor. The squad's not that big, y'all. It's not. But they got the Democrats scared to death because she has pledged to work with her group to run people against them in their own primary, and that has them scared to death.
Say that.
Ellen, under any questions.
say what you just said again. They're scared to death about what?
They're scared because she has pledged to run people in their primaries in their districts. So that's why even moderate Democrats are scared of AOC.
So AOC has pledged to run people like her in the primaries?
Yes.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, you know, when we had this social democrat organization that ran so many in in 2018, that was their test run to see how much bigger and broader they would get. They're doing things that you and I had discussed 2 years ago doing for the Republicans that we did not get off the ground, and they're doing it. They're running a campaign where everybody's running together.
They've got money.
Mm-hmm.
They've got major factories. We didn't. They've got George Soros. We didn't.
Right.
Trust me, she has them scared to death. And that's why Pelosi is losing control of the House.
Do you think they would dare put AOC in as speaker?
No. Not yet. Not unless they have a big victory.
Okay. Because the members of the House choose the speaker, right? They have to vote on it?
Right. She
So,
needs to get more people in her bill than just 4 of them.
yeah. Well, they're definitely going to work very hard to make that happen. And when we have, well, of course, yeah, everybody's running. In the Senate, the Democrats, I think, are running 12 or 13, and we've got, I think, 23 Republicans for re-election.
They'll have every seat contended before it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's do this. I've got to go. They're going to start looking for me. Any questions?
I haven't seen any. There's just one. Can Trump use Article 2?
No. No. I mean, technically, yes, you could, but no, you can't.
Okay. We've pretty much just had one person who's very, very awake chatting today. I'm proud of what he has to say. He's making some really good comments. You want to hear some of them? So he said the media is gaslighting the public just like the Nazis did. Fascism in the making. They're trying to collapse the economy with the $15 an hour. The economy issue, Jet Larry had said the other day, was that they have already planned 2 months before the election to crash Wall Street. Okay, here's a question. So what we need to do is broader education on what social democracy means. AOC is a puppet and nothing more, so we just need to help educate people. That's what we need to do to help you right now, right? Plus the money.
Well, you need to tell the people you run around with in contact, which make up the soft base, that they must vote in 2020 and tell them why. All the things that we talk about and all the things that we have talked about. Today, I need your help financially. Desperately, desperately. And I know when I come home and ask, nobody does. But please let the day be a different day. Complications I've run into are serious, but if you want these things, if you want this country, if you want me to help, please help.
Yeah. Folks, his need today is really urgent, and he's got something new going on that needs to be addressed. And He's faced this before. We can get through this, but he does need help for some medication to help him over this hump. There's one more question from Mary. Larry, do you think the economy will still be there with the flooding we've got happening in the Midwest and other areas losing crops?
Yes. President Trump has a proactive plan to relieve the disaster to the crop industry, to the farm industry. Unlike any other president, that's the advantage Mary we have of having a businessman as president. We're in better shape than we've ever been. And I assure you, he has a plan. I've seen part of it to make sure that our farmers are taken care of. Look, we've got, the standing is not perfect, but we've got a great president for our economic times. We've got a great president that understands the jeopardy our nation's under right now. The perfect president. God blessed us with him.
Right. Will the small farmers be helped too, or is it just the big ones?
Yes. No. Both small and large.
That was important to say, Larry, because people have been saying that it's just the big ones that'll get help. So that's encouraging. All right, folks, Larry's got to go.
Would help. You know, it's just another thing. The House is going to go out next week. They're going to go on their summer vacation, and they have not. They refused to vote on President Trump's trade arrangement with Mexico and China. And in that package would be a phenomenal relief package to the farm industry. But the Congress, the Democrats, and many of the Republican deep staters, they don't care. They don't want it to pass. They don't want it to pass. So they're going to leave, and there's going to be nothing done on the trade deals, which is going to make Trump look weak in the campaign. They're going to claim that he can't get trade relations back with China, with Mexico and Canada. And it's not his fault. He has the package on the table, but they won't bring him to the floor. I'm telling you, folks, if you look through the news, they're trying, somebody 19 and less 13 gang members out in California, they literally, ritually cut a person into shreds, cut his head off. These are the people coming across the border, with the border open. It's funny, I told y'all about the movie Mom. It's not funny, but I want y'all to watch it. And today I hear that after all of these years, since 2008, they finally think they have the cleric that was behind the Mumbai terrorist attack. Those people are loose in this nation. Get that movie and watch it. Get that movie and bring your friends over and have them watch it with you. You want to see the true soul of jihadist Muslims. You want to see how they are. Watch that movie. It's the best representation I've ever seen. Get it. It's based on true stories. Just so close to them and things I've seen and read myself. Get it and watch it. And then show it to others. Those people are coming into this country in droves right now.
Do you think Epstein's connected to Mossad?
No.
That's one of the stories everybody's trying to push right now. That
Again, folks, don't get tied up in all the entertainment and the accusations and the conspiracy stuff that's out there. If you want the conspiracy, look at your legislative branch of government. Look how it's far right before your eyes. And if you were trying to overthrow our form of government, and one of the foundational things you're using to overthrow it is to show that it's outdated, that it can't function in today's society. Look at what's happening to our Congress right now. There are millions and millions and millions of people. Some people you even know legislative body is not capable of working in today's society, then the independent ones better gonna agree. You have to agree. You have to say, no, it's not working. If you're truthful and if you're honest, you're gonna have to say, no, it's not working. But you're the key. You know when it's not working. You know it's part of the plan to destroy this country. It's part of the plan to get people to be willing to change our form of government. My God, can't y'all see it? Lord in heaven, can't you see?
I think we've got some people here who see that, Larry. That's good. It means you have made a difference, and they are catching on. They understand. So, Larry, I think you need to get off and let me finish up here. I'm worried. You just sound like you're really struggling to breathe. So,
I am the folks. I'm ashamed. Half a man anymore better than beg for help.
folks, if there's any way you can do anything to help of any amount, first of all, we need to find some people who can donate $5,000, $10,000 so he can get a discount on treatment and have that stress off his back. If you have any contact with anybody who could afford to do that, please share this YouTube program today with them and ask them to please help. Larry knows what to do. He knows what's coming. We need to keep him in the fight, and it takes money to do, and we need help. We weren't able to do the things we were planning to do in 2018 because we didn't have the funds. And here we are again facing 2020, and we need funding. We need to keep Larry in this fight. His PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. We have a website, nicholslive.com, that has a link to PayPal, has his mailing address if you want to send cash, no checks. You cannot cash any check or money order. If you want to send money a different way, there's a phone number there on the website, nicholslive.com. Send a text to 240-499-6729, and we will help you find another way to donate. The urgency is today. He needs help. He should have had it several hours ago, and we need you to do whatever you can to help us with this effort. Thank you. 22.
Hi, guys. And everything I can to tell you and to show you. Please see it for yourself. And I pray. Just pray. You have the same fear I do. I fear because I see it coming. I see it materializing right in front of my eyes. Things that I told you about, but I couldn't really tell you because you wouldn't have believed totally at that time. I ended it, I told you about it. But now you see it. I would have ever believed a year ago when I told you. I couldn't really believe it a year ago when I told you that they were going to destroy our Congress. To give credence to the fact that we must change our form of government because the present one we have, our constitutional form of government, can't work anymore. I could have believed 2 or 3 years ago when I told you that our judicial system was totally in full control by the communist socialists. Some of you would have been not many much of what I tell you, so much of what I've shown you, so much of what has come true, it's bogged down in this game that's played on the internet by people like the Q and all these others that tell you these far-fetched things, and they never come true. They don't come true. Things I tell you, I try to be very specific and make sure that it does exactly, that I do exactly tell you what's coming, so that when you see it, you recognize it. That's what I've tried to do. So many of you, thank God, have seen. Don't you want your country back? And yes, I said back. Don't you want it back?
And Mary's right, saying that we're running out of time.
And Mary, I'm sorry I haven't been able to contact you or call you. And folks, I haven't been able to even text very well. But Mary, thank you for all you've done. So many of you, thank you.
This was another Mary from Indonesia, Larry.
Thank you, Mary, from Indonesia.
All right, folks, let's let Larry get off and do what you can as soon as possible today, because Larry's need, as you can hear in his voice, is urgent.
And normally, folks, when I get off, there might be one or two people. Please don't let that happen today. Please, dear God, don't let that happen today. I gotta go, man.
Yes, Larry. Thanks, son. God bless you. All right, folks. You heard his voice. When you've heard what he has spoken and told us, he knows what's coming before it ever happens. And he explains without our having to get distracted by all the conspiracies everybody's talking about. Larry knows what will happen. Larry knows how things are going to go down. He's known this for decades. He used to go to the Progressive Council or Bilderberg or whatever big mucky muck meetings there used to be, or there still are. You know, there was a time when he was part of that. He knows what the plan is. He helped to write the plan before he came to Christ and came to his senses about what it was doing to the country. He is one of the few people who has walked away and lived to tell the truth. Most people don't survive. Larry has, folks, he's come back from the dead, literally, after doctors gave up on him and walked out. God is not done with him, but it takes money to keep him in the fight. So I'm not going to belabor this anymore. NicholsLive.com is the website. His PayPal is nicholslive@AOL.com. Folks, we need to make sacrifices. I have. I promise you I have, and there are people on the team that know. I don't ask you to do anything that I haven't done, and I don't ask you to do what I have done. But do something, please. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.